Welcome back. I'm Veronica Pedroza in Kuala Lumpur, and I'm talking to Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mehmood Qureshi. Pakistan and Afghanistan have had very difficult relations in the past. They've been very shaky. How would you describe them now?
Dramatically different. They're no longer shaky. We understand each other. We've decided to cooperate with one another. In the last year and a half, the environment changed dramatically. We signed a new declaration, a new agreement of how our futuristic bilateral relations should be. Right now, we are in negotiations with Afghanistan on the transit trade agreement. We are talking of how to improve our connectivity, how to upgrade the roads and the rail links between the two countries, right? How to create opportunity zones, economic reconstruction opportunity zones on either side to generate employment and address issues of poverty, right? I think the situation has changed because there's a greater realization on both sides that we have to work in harmony. We have to coordinate our efforts to achieve our common objective.
As part of the campaign against armed groups in the tribal areas, the United States has conducted drone attacks. I believe that since August of 2008, around 70 attacks by unmanned aircraft have killed close to 600 people in northwestern Pakistan. And the UN Special Rapporteur on such matters has said that they could be breaking international laws against summary executions. Do you complain to the US government about these drone attacks? Do they take your complaints seriously?
We have. We have. We have on two accounts. A, when they violate our sovereignty, and B, when we see collateral damage. These are two issues of great concern to us, and we've talked to the US about them. At the same time, we also understand the effectiveness of drones. It's a new technology. It's a very precise technology. And by the usage of this technology, some high-value targets have been taken out. For example, Baitullah Masood. They have taken out targets that were harmful for Pakistan as well as Afghanistan, right? The question is, how do we use this technology to avoid the concerns that we are talking about? And that is why now we are talking to the US to transfer this technology to Pakistan so that we get the ownership and we decide where to use them and how to use them. And the issues of sovereignty will not come in.
So you're saying that Pakistan is going to take control of this technology at some point in the near future? When?
Depends on the US. We would want it now. You know, that's why we are talking to them about this. And we are telling them how giving us control and transferring the technology to Pakistan, the counterproductive arguments and the propaganda value that this has for the militants can be neutralized.
What safeguards are in place to ensure that Pakistan would not infringe laws on summary executions, as the UN rapporteur has called them? It's not comforting to hear you describe this situation as collateral damage. Innocent people being killed.
Obviously, innocent people have lost lives, and we have to be conscious of that, and we have to ensure that that does not happen, right? We can further discuss mechanisms and good practices that would minimize that damage. You cannot be 100% sure that there will be no damage. After all, it's a war. And in a war, at times, innocent people do get caught up, and they do lose lives, you know, that's in front of us. But our strategy and our resolve should be to protect innocent people and use every possible means to protect them.
Critics look at the US-Pakistan relationship as one in which Pakistan is adhering too closely to what the US wishes Pakistan to do. We saw the controversy over the Kerry-Lugar package, that particular bill, last week. And in particular, Pakistan would also like more dimensions to the relationship. I understand that the business community is very keen to see better access to US markets, better trading terms, trade for aid. How would you describe the full gamut of US-Pakistan relations? Are you feeling that this is an equitable situation now?
Since the Democratic government has come into office, that's a year and a half ago, we are trying to revisit the terms of engagement. Now, we are a democracy, and so are they. They cannot be oblivious of public opinion within the United States vis-a-vis redrawing their Afghan strategy, and we cannot overlook public opinion within Pakistan while supporting this fight against extremism and terrorism. That's one. Secondly, we feel that fighting extremism and terrorism is not just by using bombs and guns. More is required for that. Issues of poverty, issues of economic uplift, job creation, alternative opportunities for the people living in the tribal belt have to be addressed. So we have a different approach, and this government has started looking things differently, and there's a realization on that side. And the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was in Pakistan. She spent 3 days in Islamabad and Lahore, meeting a cross-section of people, all stakeholders, from students to the military leadership. And I think she has gone back much better informed than ever before.
Finally, I'd like to ask you about relations with India. Recently, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has indicated India's readiness to resume dialogue, especially on the Jammu and Kashmir dispute. Why is it that India and Pakistan simply cannot seem to get any closer on this dispute?
I welcome the statement. It's a positive statement. Ever since we came into office, we have started moving in the right direction. I invited Mr. Mukherjee, who was the then Foreign Minister, over to Islamabad, and we reviewed the 4th round of the composite dialogue, and I and Mr. Mukherjee initiated the 5th round. We set for ourselves an agenda of engagement for the future. Unfortunately, the Mumbai incident suspended the dialogue, right? Now I think both countries have realized that dialogue is the only way forward, and the two prime ministers said so in a joint statement at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Today, we have met, we are engaging with each other. I met Mr. Krishna, the present Minister for External Affairs in New York, and we discussed how and when and why we should resume the dialogue. I think both sides have realized that that's the way forward, and that statement is a welcome statement. It's a positive statement, and Pakistan will respond positively to that. Now, issues. Of course we have issues, outstanding issues, Kashmir being one of them. Improvement of relations between India and Pakistan, normalization of relations between India and Pakistan would facilitate a regional movement, and that is what this government intends to do.
Realistically, do you see that happening in your lifetime?
Certainly.
Shah Mehmood Qureshi, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera.